Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for Frankensolar. Thanks give us this opportunity to tell people who we are, what the PylonTech offer to the market, and also today I'm gonna give an introduction of US-3000C. My name is Wang, and I'm in charge of North American market for PylonTech. Today we're supposed to have a technical people here, but he has some visa issue, so he cannot come. I will do the whole presentation for commercial and the technical part. But if go to the deep technical questions, Alex gonna help me. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so here is the content I'm gonna talk today. Firstly, company overview and also products overview, what do we produce, and the US-3000C. Here is the milestone of PylonTech. Our company established in 2009. We started from BMS and LFP cathode materials. Actually, after 2 years, we transfer our material production to one of our biggest shareholder, and he has continued doing that manufacturing and make it become one of the largest cathode material supplier in China. Then we move to downstreams manufacturing, which include battery cells, modules, racks, and container solutions. Of course, the BMS is still always being one of our featured products. In 2014, we started the mass shipment of residential BESS to Europe and Australia already. And in 2015, we deployed the large utility scale products in China market. And in 2018, we already reached 1 gigawatt-hour shipment of BESS. In 2019, energy storage is getting popular. We easily to expand our capacity with another 1.5 gigawatt-hours. A lot of investors starting to follow us. Then we get a public listed on China stock market at the end of 2020. Actually, based on IHS report, PylonTech ranked as #1 residential BESS supplier in 2022. We just did a news release 1 month ago. We are honored to be selected by Morgan Stanley Capital Index on their list too. And they only choose the well-performed company on their buckets. This year, we're gonna more focus on expanding the supporting. We're gonna build the local office in different regions. In US, we already started the company registration. We hope complete everything in next 2 months. And here is to show our manufacturing base. Our headquarters is in Shanghai, Pudong area. In the headquarters, we have R&D center and international sales and technical support. And we also have 4 manufacturing bases, 2 in Jiangsu province, 1 in Hubei, and 1 new facility in Anhui, Hefei. The total capacity of the 4 facilities is 17 gigawatt-hours. Till today, we already delivered more than 1 million systems to over 80 countries. That means our products has been approved and approved by different environmental scenarios. Last year, we also completed an ESG audit. We will continue to do ESG every year. And adopting ESG principles means that corporate strategies focus on the 3 pillars of the environment, social responsibility, and governance. This means taking measures to lower pollution, CO2 output, and reduce waste. For example, from now on, maybe later, you will receive the new package. All of our new packages gonna be plastic free. You will see it in next container. And it also means having a diverse and inclusive workforce at the entry level and all the way up to the board of directors. ESG may be very costly and time consuming to undertake, but it can also be rewarding into the future for those that carry it through. Actually, right now in some European countries, they already have rules to say any company with more than 5,000 employees, they have to do ESG. PylonTech is one of a few companies have the real fully integrated manufacturing chain. I believe this is the most advantage could benefit our partners and users. We have our own cells, even the cell material from our own shareholders. We have our own BMS, modules, and systems. But what does that mean to our partners? Firstly, we don't have any supply chain issue. Even in last 2 years, a lot of companies have been suffered from breaching contracts, changing price, or even couldn't deliver. But PylonTech, we honored all those contracts we signed. Secondly, it means commitment of safety, reliability, and stability, because we control the quality from the raw materials all the way down to the systems. We know how to mix the raw materials. We know how to mix the raw materials to make cathode and anode films. And we know every batch cells are from same quality control process, which is controllable and traceable. Thirdly, it's also very important. It gives us long-term business opportunities, work with our partners. For example, if we need to repair or replace battery modules 5 years later, how can we make sure the new battery modules could be compatible with the old one? Same as the off-grid systems. We done a lot of off-grid systems in Canadian market. A cottage installed a 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt hour system today, but after some years, the batteries degraded and the capacity is not enough to supply the appliance. We have to add on 1 or 2 modules. We need to make sure the new modules will compatible with the old one and will communicate with the master BMS or PCS, even compatible with all those older modules there. But for us, we can say that we don't have that compatibility issues at all, because we have our own cells, own BMS, and our philosophy from R&D team is any new version products will cover the older version, that we can guarantee that the compatibilities. Here I like to show the cell production with you. This is just one facility in Yangzhou City. This is only produces cells. Phase 1 has 0.75, phase 2, 2.5 gigawatt hour, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. So this whole facility here has a 7 gigawatt hour capacity for the cells. Okay. I always go to this one. Okay, so actually this is the report from ITP from Australia. This is a lab from Australia supported by the government, and they randomly bought the batteries from the market by different brands, and they did the test for 7 years. So phase 1, they bought different brands there. I couldn't see the brands. And some LG or Tesla there, and they started to buy PylonTech since 2017. So during the 5 years testing from 2017 to end of 2021, 5 years test, PylonTech's battery, we don't have any issues. You see most other brands, they did have some defects and either have to do the repair or have to do terminated testing. So this gives us a lot of confidence to tell clients our battery is more reliable and the quality is more controllable. So this also gives our partners confidence to tell the end users how PylonTech's battery works. Actually, they bought a PylonTech, our batteries, that was the first version, US-3000B. Right now, we already upgraded to 3000C and 5000. Here to say, this is the products portfolio for our residential BESS. The first one is the 12 volts, which I have a sample on the desk downstairs. This 12 volts is the most advanced 12 volt battery in the market. It has Bluetooth, heating film, and also can make 4 in parallel, 4 in series to get a 48 volt system with 19.2 kilowatt hour systems. And some customers, they use these batteries to do some off-grid system too, and could be used in boat, RVs, and golf carts to replace some lead-acid batteries. And the second line is 48 rack-mounted residential BESS. So for the residential BESS, we also have stackable. That one Paleo, which is under the process to get a 9548 certificate. So after the certificate, we will promote it here. But today we're gonna talk about the rack-mounted 48. Both of the 48s have been compatible with different brand inverters, especially like SMA, Schneider, Victron, and Solark, and some other brands in North America. We also have high voltage BESS for residential market, which is the 4H1, already working with the Solis S6 hybrid inverter, and got the UL 9540 certificate. And the last one is Force H3, which we're gonna do the release, new product release at Intersolar Munich in June. We also have batteries for CNI commercial, industrial and utility scale projects. Always go. And could be used in 1000 volts to 1500 volts systems. Then for this product, we will have separate webinars. Our batteries have been compatible with most tier 1 inverters. Here just list a few popular brands in North American market. You can see it. So like a Victron, SMA, Schneider, Lux, Solark, ETAC, something. Okay, so now we go to the product, US-3000C. We're gonna introduce the product by these 6 content. Product introduction, configuration, installation, power on and off, multiple strings, troubleshootings. In US series, we have 3 models, US-2000C, 3000C, and 5000. Right now, the most selling is US-3000C in the market. All they are 48-volt batteries. And the US-3000C, the nominal capacity is 3.55 kilowatt hour. The usable capacity is 3.4 kilowatt hour. The dimension of US-3000C is 442 millimeter in width, 420 in depth, and 132 millimeter in height. The weight of a single US-3000C is 32 kilogram. Our customer can use a 19-inch 3U cabinet for each battery modules. You don't need to design any specific cabinet. US-3000C is a 74 amp hour cells and a 0.5 C. So the recommended current is 37 amp. It also has excellent overcurrent capacity. It could withstand 74 to 89 amp for 60 seconds. For if the current up to 200 amp, and we can stand for 15 seconds. Our battery support RS-485 and a CAN bus communication. For each string, the max could be 16 pieces of batteries. And the working temperature of US batteries is from 0 degree to 50 degrees for charging, and minus 10 to 50 degrees for discharging. Our batteries has passed several certificates, like UL 9540A, and also we passed UL 9540 with the Schneider inverters. And actually, these three batteries you could mix in one system, but always remember the newest version as the master modules. And it has this one. And the battery could be installed at max 4,000 meter altitude. When you turn on the inverter, it's possible that there would a huge current instantly, but we have a pre-charge function on the BMS to smooth inrush current and prevent too high voltage solution. Active fuse and passive fuses are built in the batteries, which could provide a double protection for battery safety. Dry contact is available for remote control of module status. So our US series batteries could be used in different applications as backup, residential, or commercials. Let's just say the on-grid system. Without the ESS system, we always rely on the public grid to provide power to the home. If you install ESS system, there are several application scenarios for residential use. Firstly, the backup model. If there's the electricity shock, the grid is not stable, and at night or facing the rainy, cloudy day, the PV doesn't work. Our batteries could charge these loads. Secondly, you can do peak shaving conditions. The grid could charge the battery when the electricity fee is low. Then the battery provides power to loads when the electricity fee is high. Thirdly, the self-use model. At sunny day, PV array could provide power to load. If PV still have power, it could charge batteries. When the batteries are fully charged and the PV still have power, it could feed back to the grid. Here is the US-3000C configuration in one string. The voltage range is from 44.5 to 53.5 volts. Nominal capacity of single battery module is 3.55 kilowatt hour. Usable power is nominal capacity times the DOD, which is 95%. And the rated power is under 37 amp, 48 volts. Max power for 60 seconds is under 74 amp. Peak power for 15 seconds is under 90 amp. Rated max peak power is based on ideal operation temperature from 10 to 45 degrees. So before installation, you have to check the battery module package. For each battery module package, you could receive a pair of power cable and one communication cable to connect between the batteries. Also one grounding cable, user manual, and a warranty card. When you receive the warranty card, if it's better you fill it and submit it to us. And we also have external cable kits. In the external cable kits, there's a pair of power cable to connect the battery to inverters, and two communication cables. One blue mark is to connect the battery to inverter, and another silver mark is for parallel connecting between master batteries. So before you start, you should follow the installation manual. Obviously, have to read it and understand how to do the operation. And you have to, for the location and the environment, the area should avoid of high salinity, humidity, or temperature. The ambient temperature is within the range from 0 to 50 degrees. Avoid direct sunlight. So this battery is IP20. IP20 means the area is completely waterproof. There is minimal dust and dirt in the area. There are no flammable or explosive materials. And for the tools, just some simple tools. I believe all those electricians have: wire cutter, crimping modular pillar, screwdriver, and also we have to wear safety gear, insulated gloves, safety goggles, safety shoes. And always remember, choose the compatible inverters. So here is the front interface of the battery. Actually, if you have interest, we have the real products in the warehouse. You can see all those points there. For installation, we have our RS485. So here is to say the dip number order. Here we give you a tip. The dip number order is reversed. So 1000 means switch the right one. You could follow the number upper is 0, down is 1. We only need a set address on the master battery modules. And for the communication cables between battery and inverters, RJ45 port pin. The first 3 pins should be null, or it could influence the communication between batteries and inverters. The communication cable in external cable kit has been cut first 3 pins. If you purchase it from any shop, please cut them, the first 3 pins. Here is the electrical diagram. 2 batteries are connected in parallel. There is a breaker on the power cable. RS485 and can support communication between batteries and inverters. Between batteries, we use CAN communication. We separated BMS board into 2 parts. One is CMU, another one is PMU. The CMU is responsible for communication and data logging, and the PMU is responsible for battery control and protection. Each battery should connect to the ground. And you also could use cabinet or bracket to do the installation. Please make sure to keep some air gap between the batteries. If you stack the batteries simply, it will have an impact on the heat dissipation on the battery. And the bottom battery will also have an impact on the safety of the battery cells after being squeezed by heavy weight for a long time. Batteries are connected in parallel. So link 1 of first battery connect to link 0 of second battery. Power cables connect to inverter, and a CAN or RS485 port of master battery connect to the inverter. Every battery has to be grounded. So this one communication cable connect. This one with empty link port 0 is the master battery modules, which is connected to the inverter. Others are slaves. One master battery with maximum 15 slaves batteries in one string. So this is to say the ground cable connection. The first, you have two options. First one, based on the metal directly touch between the module surface and a rack surface. But it's, if using painted rack, the corresponding place should remove the paint. Second option, you can install a grounding cable to the grounding point of the module. So when you do the power connection, if the system less than 5 kilowatt, the current is less than 100 amp hour. Just use one pair of power cable, but please make sure that one positive and a negative one go from up and one from bottom. If the power is between 5 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt, 200 amp, add another pair of power cable to distribute the current, because the max current in one cable is 100 amp. So here is when you choose the breaker, please make sure you choose the suitable breaker. The rated voltage should more than 60 volts DC. Do not use AC breaker. The type of breaker should be type C or type D. The rated current should match with system design. Should consider the DC current on inverter side. The number of power cable, for instance, if only one pair of 4 AWG cable, the rated current of breaker should be 100 to 125 amp or smaller. And here is just an example for 1 to 4 modules must be more than 10 K amp. If 5 to 8 modules must be more than 20 K amp. So here just to say the power on, firstly we need to switch on all the battery modules by hard switch, which is the black one. Then press the red soft switch button of master batteries, just master batteries, for more than half second. Then all the battery lights will be on one by one from the master battery. Here just show you the lights gonna starting one by one. After the battery modules powered on, the soft start function takes 3 seconds to active. And during the capacity expansion or replacement, when parallel different SOC or voltage of modules together, please maintain the system in idle for more than 15 minutes. It will be like when it turns to similar situation before the normal operation. When you do the power off, So firstly press like a reverse. Firstly press the red switch button to switch off the master battery. Then all the batteries, slave batteries, will be switched off automatically. Then switch the power switch off, the black one. For multi-strings, if we use RS-485, we don't need to use LV hub. If we use CAN communication, we need a LV hub. So for RS-485, from the picture you will see, just use the first master battery from the first group to connect with the inverter. But for the CAN communication, we have to use LV hub. Use the master battery from the first group to connect with the LV hub. And also the LV hub, there's a yellow cable here, number 4 yellow cable here. You have to do the CAN out to connect with the what's that port? I don't see the name here. And then use the LV hub, connect to the inverter. Here to say the communication cables connection, cable 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see like there's number on the cables, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cable 1, port 1 of first battery connect to port 0 of next battery. Cable 2, the B485 port of first master battery connect to CAN port of next group master battery. The BRS485 of last group master battery is empty. Cable 3, the A CAN of first master battery connects to LV hub, port 1 to 7 freely. Cable 4, on the LV hub, the CAN in connects to port 0. Cable 5, LV hub, CAN out, port connect to inverter CAN port. So here to say the multiple strings cable connection diagram for CAN. After finishing the communication cable connection, follow the product manual of the battery to connect the battery power cable in parallel. Each pair of cable hold a max 100 amp constant current. Connect enough pairs of cable based on calculation of system current. Secondly, a suitable protection breaker between battery system and the inverter is required. Thirdly, connect power cable of LV hub. Then the address of the LV hub must be 0001. All address dip switch of the batteries are default. 5. Boot up every single battery with a soft switch button in sequence first stream master batteries. And 6, change the dip switch of only the master battery in group 1 to 0100. Then turn on LV hub. So here to say we can do mix batteries in one string, in one system. You can have US-3000C, US-3000C, US-5000 in one system, but always make sure the newest one. For example, if you have US-5000 in the system, always use US-5000 as master batteries. Some troubleshootings. So first, let's do the checklist. If the system doesn't work, here is the checklist. Environment, LED status, power cable connection, troubleshooting steps, communication points and address, maintenance tool, up controllers. So if there's a communication-related problems, might has a bound rate selection solutions, just check the dip switch, one on battery. If the bound rate of the communication is 9600, the dip switch 1 should be 1. If the bound rate is 115200, the dip switch 1 should be 0. And the cable connections. Check the cable connections, including the communication methods, link ports. Pin definitions of communication cables. Please refer to the definition diagram. Also, maybe have some function-related problems. Actually, all these on our manuals. If any problem, you can check our manuals to see what's the possible problems. And also these LED lights, different status shows different problems. We also have battery view software, if for the main screen of the battery view, the left table see the battery type, software version, manufacturing date, serial number, cell number, and the left green table says basic information of voltage, current, capacity, status, and SOC. The right green table says the cell temperature, voltage, charge, discharge current, and also has the cell information window has including voltage, temperature. And the right one is the alarm information. If any problems, it has like a red alarm symbol. And the firmware also could be upgraded by the cables. So if you use the cable, you can withdraw the data, including the time, voltage, current, temperature, single cell situations, also error code. So here is some remarks for the storage maintenance and explanations. So during the storage, it's required to charge the battery at least once every 6 months and make sure the SOC is charged to higher than 90%. And annual maintenance is recommended to after installation. And a few battery modules can be added onto an existing system at any time. But please make sure the new battery module is always as the master. Okay, that's all.
Question.
Yes, please.